Hello everyone, I would like to show you my new image viewer called JiVE. It's a general purpose cross-platform image viewer. It's written in Python and it uses the Qt GUI library. I tested it under Linux and Windows. It's on GitHub. You can find the source code here. I also made a release and you can also download a binary version for Linux and for Windows also. However, if you want to try the latest version, you should download the source code. I've written a detailed documentation how to install it, how to use it. So this short video will show just the most important basic features, and I suggest that you read the whole documentation for details. So, how to start it? I will show you first under Linux and at the end of the video under Windows also. So start with start.py and you can open just a file. As you can see, the other files in the directory are also red. With under file with reset, you can reset the application if you want. You can open a directory, for instance sample3. All the files are read non-recursively. Here there are only two images, but the most interesting thing about JiVE is that it can read online images also, and online images are handled as first-class citizens. So for instance, you can open a subreddit. Here I made a hierarchy. You can also change this hierarchy. For instance, I want to open wallpapers, and it has read 25 images from the first page of this subreddit. And if you go to the last image, and if you want to go to the next image, the second page is loaded automatically. So now we have 46 images. If I go to the end and I want to jump to the next image, the third page is read, and so on. So actually you have this way an infinite scroll of a subreddit. Well, if you press, for instance, P, you can switch on or off to show the path of a file, and with Shift P you can copy the URL of a file or the path of a local file to the clipboard. Here in the bottom left corner there is a status bar, so with Shift P the URL is copied to the clipboard. It's there. You can hide with P again. You can also export the URL list, for instance to the clipboard. Export image list to clipboard. Now the 70 URLs are copied to the clipboard. They are there. You can also export it to a file. Save image list as. You can also export it to a file if you want. Now another thing that I want to show you, I will reset the application. You can also open a sequence URL. What is a sequence URL? If you visit a gallery, you often find that only just one part of the URL is different. So for instance, the end is 01.jpg, 02, and so on, and it goes until 20, for instance. So you can compress it to this form, and this is what I call a sequence URL. And you can open it. As you can see, 20 images are opened. Or you can also visualize how they are unpacked. If you click on the down arrow, we have these 20 URLs. If you click on open, they will be opened. This text area is editable. So for instance, if you only want images from 14 until 20, you can peg them to a sequence URL if you click on the up arrow. So now you have this. Okay. Here under open URL there is an auto detection. There is a shortcut for this. It's Ctrl U as Control URL. And here you can give the name of any subreddit, for instance. Let's see, spawn, and the images, 24 images are opened. Okay. Another thing is you visit a web page that contains images. With JiVE you can open any web page, extract images from a web page. Okay, I paste it, and I don't want to detail this. You can find the documentation on the GitHub page. Extract. All the images are extracted and they are grouped differently. Here you can see 4 different grouping. It's also detailed on the GitHub page. So for instance, here we extracted all the images, but there are some irrelevant images, for instance logo and so on. On the second tab, these images are more relevant, but 01.jpg is missing. Here we also have irrelevant images, but here on top 4 the list is good. It goes from 01 until 20. So if you click on OK, the content of the current tab will be opened. Good. What else do I want to show you? You can also insert a URL list, open list of image URLs. Okay, and these 2 images are opened. With M, for instance, you can maximize the window, you can unmaximize it, and let's see how to save images. So for instance, you like this image and you want to save it. You can press S. If you go back here in the top left corner, you can see that this image is marked to be saved. It's not yet saved, it is simply marked. If you change your mind and you don't want to save it, you press S again and this mark is removed. However, if you mark an image, it will be marked and the JiVE image viewer will take you to the next image. I want to save it too and save it too. So if I go back, these 3 images are marked. You can also press W and then it will be saved to a different folder. It will be saved as a wallpaper. Okay, I want to save it too, this too. If you press I, you get an image info. Here, information about the current image, and at the bottom you can see a summary. So 3 images are marked to be saved, 3 images are marked to be saved as a wallpaper. And if you really want to save it, you need to commit your changes by pressing C. Here we have a confirmation. Do I really want to save these images? Yes. And here again, a summary. 6 images were saved successfully. You can quit the application with Q. Okay. The question is, where are these images saved? Under View, Important Files and Folders, and your saves directory under Linux is here. You can open it with an Explorer, with a file manager, and the wallpapers there is here, so they are there. Okay, so this is the application data folder, and the images were saved here. You can also start JiVE from the command line. So I want to open the content of the current directory. Here we have 3 images. And if these images are local, you can also delete them by pressing D. Again, it is simply just marked to be deleted. So I want to delete just one image. Commit. Yes, I want to delete one image. It is removed from the file system and only 2 images are left. Under Windows, everything is similar. Here you need to start start.bat, and the main difference is that your application data folder is here under C, users, your username, updata, local, JiVE image, and so on. You can open it too. At the moment it's empty. Let's save some images. For instance, these last 3 images. Okay, 3 images are marked. Commit. They are saved. Let's see. Saves there, open. The 3 images are there. Okay, I think I showed you the most important features. I didn't show everything, so I suggest that you read the documentation. There are many more features in the application. It is still under heavy development, but I think it's already usable. For my ideas for the future, I want to add a slideshow. It is not yet implemented. It will be a big idea, hopefully. So it was the JiVE image viewer. I hope you liked it, and thank you for your attention.